will be what young people call epic.
You like to attack the Quran, you will see today that the Quranic argument will suffocate you.
The Holy Spirit searches the mind of God and knows everything that God knows. I'm a diagnosed psychopath, right?
The Quran says, "Laysu sawa'a." The Christians are not all the same. If it was James White, I would have shown him the utmost respect. But this man, no.
Hijab, please stay on topic.
Okay, no problem. 20 years of attacking Islam, mockumentaries, making fun of Prophet Muhammad, dressing up as a woman. You will be shown the truth in a very harsh manner. About Christianity not being spread by the sword is a misreading of history. Actually, if you look at Constantine and the Theodosian Code, actually the only way Christianity spread through the Roman Empire was through the sword. Don't tell me it wasn't spread by the sword. Don't tell me it wasn't spread by the sword. What are you talking about? Now, just because your boy was smashed, to use Khabib's words.
Alhamdulillah, tomorrow night I'm gonna smash your boy, guys.
There's the tap. Still undisputed. Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Right, so you spoke about the attributes of the Holy Spirit, etc. I'm just going to give you one example. I mean, it's a very easy question. In Mark chapter 13, verse 32, it says, "Only the Father knows when the hour is." Now, I understand why the Son might not know, because it's the human side. You see, it's the human side. So the God side might know, but the human. But what about the Holy Spirit? Why does the Holy Spirit not know when the hour is?
You have 2 minutes, Dr. Wood.
Well, the Holy Spirit is included. We have elsewhere that the Holy Spirit searches the mind of God and knows everything that God knows. We have elsewhere that the Holy Spirit searches the mind of God and knows everything that God knows. If you look at what Jesus is doing there when he says no one, he's referring to the level of human beings. By the way, if you guys like that verse, that's if you believe Jesus said that, then Islam is false.
There are 3 common fallacies that he falls into quite often. One of them is a fallacy called the tu quo qui fallacy, which is an appeal to hypocrisy.
You commit the tu quo qui fallacy when instead of actually answering an objection, you say, well, you've got that problem.
If you believe Jesus said that, then Islam is false. Because notice, you've got father and son there. According to the Quran, Allah is a father to no one. The highest relationship you can have with Allah is a slave-to-master relationship. So if you believe that, then Islam is false. But if you look what he says there, already he sets up a hierarchy. He says, the day of their time, he says, no one knows, referring to the level of men. And then he says, not even the angels. So that's the entire created order. No man knows, not even the angels, not even the Son, only the Father. So even in this verse you're quoting, he's putting himself...
1 minute left.
He's putting himself above all of creation. He's putting himself above all of creation. And so the question is, why would Jesus say that he doesn't know the hour? Well, there's a long explanation, which I'm not even sure is correct.
I understand why the Son might not know, because it's the human side. You see, it's the human side. So the God side might know, but the human. But what about the Holy Spirit? Why does the Holy Spirit not know when the hour is?
The question is, why would Jesus say that he doesn't know the hour? Well, there's a long explanation, which I'm not even sure is correct. But usually we would explain this in terms of. Give me the easier one here. Hey, you're interfering with my time here. The straightforward one is Christians also believe in the kenosis, when Jesus takes on human nature. You find this in John 1. And what Muhammad mentioned earlier, the hymn to Christ in Philippians, where it says he was in the form of God, but he made himself nothing, taking on the nature of a servant. And we believe he actually took on the nature of a
10
servant
seconds.
and limited himself in that way. If you believe it's a problem, by the way, I mean, think about it. The Quran doesn't contain verses that the eternal Quran has, and yet you still believe you have the Quran, even though certain things have been withheld from you. So,
Thank you very much, Dr. Wood.
This is a tough passage. It can't be that Jesus really doesn't know, because he has to know.
Amazing sense of logic reasoning. Jesus says, I don't know about the Yawm al-Qiyamah. They say, no, he knows. I say, what's wrong with you people?
Is he just pretending that he knows, but he does not know?
well, the Holy Spirit is included. Well, there's a long explanation, which I'm not even sure is correct.
This is what happens. Allah describes it to us in the Holy Quran. When truth is hurled against falsehood, it knocks out its brains. It knocks out its brains. It knocks out its brains.
If you like to attack the Quran, you will see today that the Quranic argument will suffocate you. Will suffocate you.
يسألونك عن الساعة أيان مرساها قل إنما علمها عند ربي لا يجليها لوقتها إلا هو ثقلت في السماوات والأرض لا تأتيكم إلا بغتة يسألونك كأنك حفي عنها قل إنما علمها عند الله ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون
سبحان الله والحمد لله والله أكبر.
You will see today that the Quranic argument will suffocate you.